Welcome to LNP Renewable System Interface. Today we are going to see some of the basics of access control system. So before entering into the topic, let us try to ask some of the questions to ourselves. Okay, for all these questions at the end of this session, we will find the answer. What is an access control system? Where will I use these access control system? How the access control system looks like? And what are the important specifications about the access control system? How it is installed and wired, and how its system architecture, wiring topology, plant in the building, metro stations and the airports. Okay, first, what is an access control system? So access control, which refers to the practice of restricting the entrance to a property, building or a room to an authorized person. Okay, so if you install an authorized access control system in a building, in a room, okay, it will determine, okay, who is allowed to enter or exit that particular room, building or a property. Okay, where they are allowed to exit or enter, when they are allowed to enter or exit. All these features we can decide with the help of this access control system. And basically what all the equipments will be there used inside this access control system. There will be a CPU, central processing unit, or a processor. Okay, and we will have the input and the output devices. Okay, these are being installed near the doors. Okay, and also we need to identify if we are using multiple devices. So we need to have an identification marking for each and every devices, and we need to have a credentials assigned to each and every users. Okay, and at last we need to have a locking system, that is nothing but an output devices. Okay, so where will I use this? So these, we can use this access control system in lifts, banks, metro stations, airports, corporate offices, multi-storage buildings, Navy, Army, Air Force, homes, etc. Okay, how they looks like. See here, an army personnel is checking the access card of a particular person. Okay, see here the card reader, and this is one of the access control system which is being used in metro stations. See here, we need to have a boarding pass or a boarding card of the metro in order to enter inside that metro station. And see, these are the control panels. Okay, and the processors which is being used for the access control system, and these are the devices. See here, this is a card reading device and which has a number authentication as well, and this is a magnetic lock, and this is an emergency exit, and this is a power supply, because it won't operate in a normal 230 volt. We can either go for 24 volt or we can go for 12 volt power supply. So for that we need a SMBS. This is an example of SMBS, and this is a doorbell. Okay, so as we told earlier, so this is how it looks like. And what are the different technologies which is being used for the card? So we have a magnetic stripe, vegan, proximity, barium ferrite, infrared, barcode, holyrith, smart cards, optical storage. And mostly nowadays, very recently, smart cards are being used in most of the places. So this is an example how it looks like. So power supply unit, card reader, magnetic um, magnetic lock, and electric lock, emergency exit button. This is access cards. So as we get enter into the topic of the access control system, there are certain devices which we use, which is most important thing. First is that the first and the foremost thing of entering into the access control system is the card readers. Okay, so it will be mounted on the wall. Okay, it electronically reads your credentials and send the unlock request to the server. Okay, normally the card need to be held 2 inch to 6 inch proximity to the reader. Okay, where it will be mounted. So card readers will be mounted outside the perimeter next to the door. Okay, in addition to the cards, okay, we can have an option of entering the pins biometric instead of cards. Even smartphones also we can use as a credentials. So next thing is that next to the card, access door panel is a very important thing. Okay, so if we use the valid card in front of the card reader, okay, the door access panel receives a request to unlock the specific relay which is being connected to the door wire. So as we told earlier, magnetic locks and the electromagnets are being used. Okay, this will be in normally NC contact. Okay, it means it will be in the closed position. Okay, once it receives a proper input from the field device. Okay, so the panel will command the relay which is being connected to that particular electromagnetic relay. It will de-energize it. What will happen immediately? It will the electromagnet will get demagnetized immediately, so it will unlock so that we can open the door. So this is how an operation is getting happening in a access control system. Okay, so if we present a valid card to the card reader, the panel receives a request to unlock the specific relay which is being connected to the specific door wire. When the relay triggers, the lock is being powered up. Okay, and the door unlocks. So this is how a system will work. Next, so we have so many field devices. Okay, and we have a control panel, and the control panel, if you have multiple control panels, we need to connect it to a server. Okay, what is a server? So for access control system, it needs a server. Okay, where the permissions are being stored. Okay, for the accessing databases, we need a server. Okay, so what is the purpose of this server? It will act as a center or a brain for this access control system. Okay, it is going to make the decision whether to unlock the door or not, because when we present a card, okay, it reads its values, and it will cross check whether it is the correct credential or not, whether for this credential we have to unlock the door or not. All these being decisions will be made inside this server. Okay, so apart from it, server we can use in the normal local Windows or the Linux servers as well. Okay, all the information of these door readers will be stored inside this server. Okay, apart from that, with the help of this server, we can track and record each and every activity while regarding the access, and allow to we can get the reports of the past data for the particular period of time as well. Okay, and most probably for all the server purpose we can use the PCs, and we have a specific software which is getting installed inside these PCs. With the help of that, we can read the informations and we can process it, all the informations in the server. So as we told earlier, there are certain important things we need to consider while choosing a access control system, where whether we have to check it has the Ethernet connectivity to the host. Okay, and most importantly, all the devices we are using should have a primary power supply, and also it should have a secondary power supply support. If any discontinuity in the power supply happens, okay, within a 10 seconds, okay, after the power cut, the system should resume its function, because it is an access control system. So for that one, it need to comply the standard NFPA 111 and the standard of stored electrical energy emergency and standby power systems. Okay, and if we want to choose the devices, the electronic devices for this particular access control system, then we need to have a look into the mechanical protection. It should have a overcurrent protection, and it should have a transient voltage surge protection capacity, and it should have a good battery backup for 24 hours. For all these standards, in order to comply it, we can refer a better standard NFPA 70 National Electric Code Article 700 and NFPA 110 standard for emergency and standby power systems. We can look. Okay, and how we are going to choose the type of the access control system that we are going to choose based on the number of inputs and the number of output relays requirements. And most importantly, it is designed in such a way that it should be easy for installation and the maintenance purpose. And most importantly, it should have a good backup battery connection in case of emergency. And also, we need to be able to communicate with the readers, okay, with the help of encrypted systems like RS485. Okay, and also we need to have a self-resetting fuses in order to save the maintenance timings. And most importantly, if somebody is accessing the control panel for troubleshooting, they should have a LED display which provides a visual information what had happened, is there any error or is there, or it is working fine. All these things we need to have. And most importantly, while developing a plan and a specification for a security system, okay, in accordance with the NFPA 731 standard, okay, we need to follow the installation of electrical premises security system standards. Okay, next most important thing for the access control system is that choosing the low voltage cables, because often a low voltage cable, why need to spend much time in selecting it or in installing it? No, because sometimes it is overlooked. Okay, because if we fail to, okay, if we fail to spend time for the proper installation of this low voltage cables, it will be an expensive part of this access control system. Because when the building out the space, is important that all the necessary cables are specified so that the general contractors who is installing should install it properly. Okay, how it is installed? So this is how it is installed. See here, reader is there, sounder is there, and break glass unit secure side is there. Okay, and door holder is there, door lock which will operate with the help of 12 volt supply or 24 volt supply should be installed at the top of the door. And if we are using any sensors, then we need to have a door position sensors. And most importantly, fire alarm system is also integrated with the access control system. Why? Because if any fire happen, immediately it should unlock so that the peoples inside the building can evacuate outside. Okay, and whatever the electronic materials which we are using for the access control system, it should comply UL 294 standard for the access control system units. Okay, how the access control systems are installed and how the operations are being done. First and the foremost thing is that, okay, we need to choose the we need to have a clear cut layout of this entire building that we are going to work, and we need to have a plan where and all we are going to install the access control system. Then for that we need to run the cables. Next thing is that we need to install the readers near to the doors. Okay, after installing those readers, by connecting these our cables properly, we need to set up and do the testing. Okay, next we need to install the control panel inside the IT rooms. After installing this, then at the final, after the installation of doors, we need to install the locks. Okay, and then we need to set up a door access schedule. It will determine what we actually want to control. Okay, and with the help of the co-workers, we can test the systems. And then while doing a programming, okay, we need to set the rules, okay, with the help of the access control software, and we need to test whatever rules we made inside that software, is it working or not. Okay, most importantly, it means if we use a particular card for that particular room, then using that card only it should open. You should not open for all the cards. Okay, if we are opening for a plant room, we have a card for a plant room, using that card only we need to access the plant room. We need to check whether it is operating only with that card. Okay, and also if any fire alarm happens, all the system locks are getting released, getting unlocked or not. All these things we need to check while programming. And also we need to check the door monitoring. Okay, what is its status, whether door it is in the open position or in the closed position. And most importantly, the automatic unlock feature, which will be tested with the help of the fire alarm system. And if any fault occurs, any issue occurred, as per if we made some program but it is happening something different, then you need to report immediately, and we need, with the help of trending systems, we need to get the reports of the past activities for a particular time period. So as we told earlier, how it is wired. See here, there is a door contact at the top. Okay, and we have a electric stike, that is nothing but the electromagnet, and we have a card reader, and this is the emergency exit button which will be fixed inside the building, and all the wires from these devices will be connected to the control panel. So if we here consider here, a card reader will be a input device, and the emergency exit button is also an input device, and this door contact and the electric stike will be an output devices. So these two will be controlled from the control panel with the help of a relay. Okay, and apart from it, there are one more method we can wire. Either we can connect to the main control panel or a sub control panel. From there we need to connect to the PC. See here, this is one of an example of a card reader. Okay, and this is a SMBS. From the SMBS we are giving a power supply to the um, card reader devices, and this is the emergency exit button, and this is the magnetic lock. Okay, and see here one of the other example, very simple example. We have a 12 volt SMBS power supply, so we are taking the 12 volt DC for the magnetic lock to work properly, and for the access control card readers as well. And see here, for the emergency push button also, it is getting wired to the access control system. So as we told earlier, there are so many ways we can program it. Say for example, if you are using any intelligent readers, okay, directly we can connect that readers to the PC. Okay, and with the IO modules now, we can connect all these equipments. That is nothing but the input and output module. We can connect all the input and output devices with the help of RS-485 communication line. See here, this is one of the example how the basic control system will get set up. See here, this is a door and this is a magnetic lock. Okay, and this is the controller. So this will give the power to lock the system and unlock the system. Okay, and this is a card reader. With the help of this internet switch, we are through the Cat6 cable we are communicating with the controllers. And see here, and if you go inside a multi-storage building, metro stations, airports, naval bases, okay, there before designing any sort of systems, since the building is very big, they will try to design a system architecture or the wiring topology, how to connect, integrate different sort of card readers or the access control system which is being installed at the different places in the building. Okay, see here, this is an example. So this is a different room. There are, if you consider, there are 4 to 5 rooms. Okay, each and every card readers are getting connected to a Ethernet hub. From there, okay, with the help of this IP, okay, network cable, we are connecting it to the PC. This is one of the method. See here, this is another example, and this is a good example because here, see, the number of wires will be more because each and every card reader we are taking wire from there, and we are taking it to the Ethernet hub. From there we are connecting directly to the PC. But if you go for this method, you see here we have controllers. We can call it as IP controllers. So for zone wise we can split, say for example, north side, south side, east side, west side of the building. If we have IT rooms in that particular building, those doors we can connect to that particular controllers. From there, with the help of the Cat6 cable, we can connect to the Ethernet, then we can connect to the PC. Like this we can design. So this is another example. Okay, if we have intelligent card readers, all the entire systems we can connect to the main control panel. From the control panel, with the help of a terminal server, we can connect to the Ethernet. From there we can connect to the PC and we can monitor the entire systems. And in certain places, instead of going for the main control panel, each and every door has a door control panel. Say for example, if you have a 3 to 4 doors, and if the controller IOS has more IOS, then we can go for individual door panels. From there we can wire it to the main control panel. From the main control panel we can connect to the Ethernet hub. From there we can communicate to the PCs. Like this we can design. See here, with the help of the terminal servers, from the control panel it is getting wired via Cat5 network cables, and then from there we are connecting it to the PCs. So thank you so much. Please subscribe by pressing the subscribe and press the bell icon. So to know more and learn more, please subscribe, and for learning and projects feel free to contact us. We are ready to support you. We had provided the contact details. We are doing the design, installation, testing and commissioning support for the building and the home automation projects, and we are doing design, installation, testing, consulting supports for the solar power projects. Feel free to contact us. Thank you so much.